I'm Betsy Walsh, and I'm Head of Reader Services here at the Folger Library. People often think the Folger Shakespeare Library means only Shakespeare. Mr. and Mrs. Folger, the founders of the library, were particularly interested in Shakespeare, and we do own the largest collection of printed editions of Shakespeare's work. We have 82 copies of the 240 first folios, the 1623 edition known to exist. We have more than 300 quarto editions, which are earlier editions. The first folio of Shakespeare was printed in 1623, and its true name is really the first complete works of Shakespeare printed in folio-sized text. About half of the plays, slightly less than half the plays, appeared in print before the first folio, in smaller editions which are called quarto editions. These are individual plays and would be similar to what we would consider an Elizabethan paperback, small, sort of cheaply made, paper-covered books that were circulated. The text of the quarto and the folio often differ, and people have been studying that. That's a lot of what our researchers do. The general thinking is perhaps these quarto editions were actually playhouse copies. So the text often seems shorter than the folio text simply because they may have cut it for stage productions, as directors still do today. The interesting thing, that's one of the reasons that the folio is so important to researchers, because half of Shakespeare's plays appeared for the first time in the folio. So had the two actors in the company who oversaw the printing not thought to put this together, perhaps about half of Shakespeare's plays that we know today would have been lost. And those include some of the ones that are very familiar to us: Antony and Cleopatra, Julius Caesar, Macbeth, Taming of the Shrew, I believe, was not in quarto. So that it was an unusual thing to print plays in Shakespeare's period because people wanted to go and see them, not particularly want to read them. And the entire collection is about 280,000 books and manuscripts. Since the library opened, it became apparent that people who want to do research on Shakespeare or the period really need to search or to do research on him within the context of his own time. So the collection now supports research in English history, philosophy, theology, music, art, sciences. As I say, we have about 250,000 books. More than half of those are rare, which we consider anything before 1830. About 50,000 manuscripts, about 60,000 works of art on paper. Prints, photos, engravings, actors, actresses, designs, set designs, costume designs. The rare books are kept in underground rare book vaults, temperature and humidity controlled and fire protected. They're accessed through one vault door, which is actually a combination lock, which is opened and closed by 2 staff people each day. And the books are then brought up for readers to use in the reading areas and are secured back in the vaults during the night.